It's match preview time again, and this time the Mariners are at home to Crewe, Alexandra, and I'm here to take you through what has been said during the pre-match press conferences and my thoughts going into the game, and a few little stats as well to get you sort of ready for the match. Well, yesterday the pre-match press conferences took place for David Artell. He seemed pretty, again, level-headed, sort of down to earth about things, and I think trying to be confident without being too giddy about it, I guess. And some news is that Justin Abiku seems like he's going to be fine. He's obviously got the hip issue. Apparently the hip bone, the way Artell described it is he's growing, but he's growing a bit too big for his sort of hip area to sort of grow with him. So it's giving him a level of discomfort. That's kind of describing it. So they're trying to get that stabilised. That's why he probably can't give us 90 minutes right now. So, but it looks like Justin will be available for the game. No really new injury concerns. He was asked about other players that, as he put it, were medium to long term. They're now more into the medium section now more than the long. Charles Burnham spoke about. He is out running on the grass, which is great. Hopefully he might be back by the new year. Possibly, who knows? Obviously Artell didn't put a time frame on that, but it's good to know that Chaz is out on the grass going again. David Artell was also asked about the January transfer window. He's talked more about probably getting some more depth in the wide areas, which is quite important. But I've always said this, it's like, I know Denver Hume is a wing back, but I think Denver Hume can play as a natural winger. So I suppose if he was stuck, he could go there as a natural winger. Why not? And kind of amazes me. But in an ideal world, he'd like to get the players that he's got, plus probably one or two more. I think he'll probably be spending, probably be getting about 3 or 4, maybe 5 players, because you never know what's going to happen with injuries, with suspensions, things like that. So he's, they're going to be sending the dossier through to the board in the next little while of the targets they'd like to see if they can get in January. Obviously, the big talking point about that is players such as Donovan Wilson and Rakeel Pike. The kind of way David Artell talks, you can kind of sense, and I'm going to stick my neck out here, I can't see either of those two lads being here come the end of January, whether that be on loan somewhere or out permanently. I don't see either of those two guys actually at Blundell Park come the end of January. I could be wrong, but I don't see them two especially being here probably by the end of January. I really don't. It's that hasn't really got going. Donovan Wilson nearly left last January, to be completely honest, or was on the verge of, but it sort of fell through. So I do think there might be some forward reinforcements coming in January as well. So, you know, he kept saying about how you know what good lads they are and good players they are. Obviously injuries and things like that obviously stopped the Keel from really getting a run in the side, and I think that is one area that we have to strengthen. And it's easy to say that because we all say that part of a team, don't we? We always say we need more strikers, but we do. We are quite lightweight in the striker department. Not the forward players, but out and out striker. We are quite short on that. I can't see Rakeel, in my opinion, having much of a future. I do see that coming toward an end, and possibly Donovan, but we'll see how that progresses. But it wouldn't be surprising if you either saw either one or both leave permanently, or one on loan and one permanently. But I don't see them being here by the end of January. But like I said, I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But we'll have to wait and see as well what happens in that. Artel did mention about people sort of saying that Grimsby are in the playoffs by fluke. Look, I would say, not by fluke. I think being in the playoffs by fluke, it's hard to fluke something when you're nearly halfway through the season and you're in the playoffs and could be even more deeper in the playoffs if the result tomorrow goes Town's way. I wouldn't say by fluke. I would say there is some luck involved. Obviously, having the worst goal difference inside the top 10 is a little bit fortunate, but it's just starting to get that bit of consistency, which is helping Grimsby kind of sort of knock that down and starting to become a bit more clinical in games as well as helping. And you got to say, with the assists and help of Kevin Green and people and other players, Justin come back from his injury and have been helping out and getting a few goals. It's obviously helping us. So when he said, some people obviously didn't have all shoe, sort of saying that they're there by fluke. I would say we're the surprise package so far, and stats and everything would prove that. But being, projected to be 18th, 19th in the division, and you're seeing Grimsby up in the top 5. We're doing well at the minute. We're doing a Crawley, really. Whether we end up doing a Crawley, but we're a team that no one expects, and and like I said in my previous video, are we playoff contenders? And I appreciate everyone's sort of few people's feedback with that, saying that it's good to dream and good to hope, and of course you don't want to take that away from people, but we're nearly halfway through the season. Actually, at the end of this month, when we play Port Vale, it will be halfway through. So it'll give us a good springboard to go from, and if we're still in the top 10 by that point, then you never know, really. So, like I said, January is going to be, I think, a key month in regards to fixtures. One other thing about team news is obviously we know that Harvey Rogers will not be available for this game at the weekend. He is suspended. I think the most obvious person to go in place of Harvey will be Doug Darn. I think he'll come in as Harvey's replacement for the game, and because he's the most obvious choice, which I'm fine with. I'm fine. I mean, I think Doug deserves a chance, and this gives him a chance to really prove David Artell this is why you should pick me. And competition for Harvey, so Rogers has to stay on his toes, but I'm sure that Doug is probably more likely to be the pick of the players to come in for Harvey. Obviously, Evan Corey's going to probably be itching for another start, as he's had a couple of games out the first team, resting him more so, but a chance for him to come back. I don't think you'll see many changes that are forced changes or enforced changes. Obviously, the big decision is, will he go Abiku up front or will he go Rose up front against Crewe? It's it's kind of like Town are starting to get a more of a settled team, so we'll see which way Artell goes. Artell obviously he's doing a good job, isn't he? Really, let's be honest. And Hammer's fifth. Who knows? Anyway, on to the game a little bit now. After the bit of talk there about the pre-matches, and if we were to look, obviously Town lie in fifth, while Crewe are in fourth. The points totals are the same. It's only goal difference that's keeping the two separated. 31 points each. Crewe have scored 22 goals to Grimsby's 27. That's maybe been bought on by the last two games. Obviously, in recent times, the form is 2 wins, 2 defeats, and a draw for Grimsby. Crewe have lost 1 in their last 5, but only winning one of those last 5, which was against Notts County, was the last win that they actually had. The Mariners obviously coming off a 3-0 win at Morecambe and a 5-2 home win against Accrington Stanley. Previous meetings, it's 8 wins to 11 with 4 draws in the last 23 games between Grimsby and Crewe, but it's still 11-8 in Crewe's favour. Obviously, David Artell's former club, and a bit of a, shall we say, a bit of an emotional match, I think, for David Artell in regards to obviously being at Crewe for so long, and obviously his first win as Grimsby manager came against Crewe last season. Speaking of the last few results, the last 3 competitive games that have been played between Crewe and Grimsby, Grimsby have a fantastic record. They've won the last 3 matches against Crewe. That started in April of 2023 with a 2-0 win over them at Blundell Park. A 2-1 win for Grimsby on the 9th of December. And back in April, we all but confirmed our survival with a 3-0 win, a dominant 3-0 win at Grimsby Road. So Grimsby on a 3-match winning streak against Crewe. I think we just like the way that Crewe play. I mean, Crewe have got some good players there. They've got some dangerous players, but they like to get the ball down and pass the ball. They always try and do that. So, and obviously with David Artell here now, he's trying to bring that kind of influence to Grimsby. A few match stats in general for you about the game here. Again, the information off the BBC website, but these match facts are quite interesting. Grimsby Town have won each of their last 4 Football League games against Crewe. As many victories as across their previous 27 meetings with the railwayman combined. Drew 7, lost 11. This one about Crewe. Crewe have lost 4 of their last 5 away Football League games against Grimsby, failing to score in 3 of those defeats during that time. That's true. In the last 2 out the last 3, Crewe have not scored in. So that is Grimsby have lost 4 of their last 5 home league games, but did win their last one 5-2 against Accrington. In that match, the Mariners scored more goals than across their previous 6 home league games matches combined. So before the last 2, they'd only scored 4, compared to now combined. 5 in one game, which was against Accrington. So, and 4 combined in the previous 6. I mean, that's feels like the shackles are off a little bit for David Artell's team. And so far this season, Crewe have both conceded the joint fewest goals, 16, and hold the lowest XG goals against tally in 15-2 in League 2. This could be a very good football game between the two sides. Like I said, the tables puts them 4th and 5th respectively, both on 31 points. But Crewe beaten in their last 6, 2 wins out of the last 6 games with 4 draws. So Crewe haven't won that many, but they are getting draws alongside them. So I think this could be a very, very interesting game. Like how I said in my previous video, it's games like this where I think Town have got to be getting results in to really be considered a playoff contender. This will be an early proof of that. Can Grimsby get a result against Crewe? I'm going to go for a yes here. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Grimsby against Crewe. May as well be ultra positive, hadn't we, really? Obviously 2 straight wins. It'd be nice to get a win against a rival as well, a nearby rival. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win. I'm going to go... what should I go for? I'm going to go for another goal for Justin Abiku. And... Curtis Thompson, go on. I'm going to say Curtis is going to nick a goal for Grimsby in a 2-1 win. I'm saying at Blundell Park. Now, with all that information that I've given you, what do you think will happen in this? I will say, top of the table type clash. Can the Mariners make it 3 wins in a row? Can they make it 2 home wins in a row? And can they get a result against a fellow high-flying team? You know, can they put a marker down for the rest of the league to go, you know, Grimsby can do it against the better sides in the division? Is this a time? What do you think about the January transfer window as well? Are you with me that you think Pike and Wilson probably won't be here come the end of the window, or do you think that they will? And where do you think Town need to strengthen? Do you agree with Artell when he says more the down the sides, down the wings? I've heard some people say that maybe a couple of defenders at the back. And also, how many players do you think Town will need during the window? I don't think we'll need a great deal, but I think we just need to get the depth. We need more depth. So that's the preview done for this game. I haven't used Soccer Punter this time around for the preview, but that will be coming back in the next preview. It's a busy time for Grimsby Town. I just want to wish my congratulations. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it. It was the Disabled Supporters Association's Christmas party just the other day. They looked like they had a great time when the players and the management turned up for that. That was I was very unfortunate. I ended up with a flat tyre, so I couldn't make it in the end. But it's great to see that the DSA had that, and we're doing some good things over there. And I'll bring information when I can about the things that the Disability Support Association are working on things. I'll let you know once I get some information that I can share. And it's a busy time for the Mariners. It's the Christmas period, and who knows where we could be at the end of it. Leave your predictions down below for this game against Crewe. Unfortunately, I won't be at Blundell Park this Saturday due to other commitments, prior commitments. So this will be the only home game that I do not make. I don't like missing home games, but unfortunately I can't. I just cannot make this one, which is a shame really, because it's a big game for Grimsby this. So I won't be there this Saturday, but I will be keeping tabs on it, obviously, how Grimsby do get on. So leave me your comments down below, what you think will happen, and those things. Do you think Town can would this be a statement win? Can we get a win against a team around us this time? Be nice to be able to do that, and that's what I mean by marquee. And can we finish the year on a high? Who knows? Let me know down below what you think and the score prediction for the game. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys for a little review. It won't be a full review, but I'll do a little review about the game. I'll read out some stats from the game, and once I've seen the highlights, I'll come back with a. So that may happen on Sunday. You may not get it Saturday. You'll get it sometime Sunday, probably late Sunday. So have that notification bell clicked on, and that'll let you know when I upload the little review. It won't be a long review, but and let me know what you think. What do you think the score's going to be? Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you soon. Ta-da.